Alright, we got some hands, so we'll start back here. Sevens, pretty standard raise. Here with the twos. This guy's fairly tight. He's not aggressive. Against most people, I would set mine here. I just don't think it's really worth it, especially when he's short stacked. So I'm just going to fold. Here, this guy min raises. Really tight range. So I'm just going to fold too. Here, I know nothing on this guy. What the hell? Let's try and steal. It's a decent hand. This guy calls pretty tight range. The ace comes, we can represent it. We'll bet one street and then folds if anything else happens. We're pretty much just hoping to take it right now. And we did. So he probably had some kind of like middle pair or something like that. Ace nine suited here. It's a pretty good hand. These guys don't really three bet that much, so let's try and steal. Eights. This guy really likes to three bet in the small blind. I think I'm just gonna limp in here. For the same reason, like I said on the other video, this is a good hand. I don't want to be putting in a lot of money pre-flop, especially when I know this guy's more likely and not going to 3-bet me. So here I get the 9. We'll pretty much do the same thing. Bet again, and then we'll pretty much just check it. Here with this board, the guy could have anything. Let's just check and then bet on the turn if he doesn't do anything. Now here we're just going to check it back and hope we get a free river. Or that's a good river too. But I don't think he's going to call it. But okay, here, I think I just rather check again. That 10 was ugly. The jack's pretty good. I think that we can put in a small bet there. Here, let's just do like a really small. Here with the sixes. Wow, that guy really likes to 3-bet. Let's just call. Here, let's just put in like a really min bet. And hope that we get called by like ace high maybe. Here, both these guys so far pretty much fold a lot on the flop, so let's try and take it down right now. And if not, we're pretty much just gonna check, fold the rest. These guys both fold the blinds a lot. This is a shitty hand, but oh well. I was gonna steal with it. Sorry. Here's a hand. I'm just gonna limp in again because these guys like the 3-bet. I've been doing that more often lately, and you know, before I was always kind of taught if you're the first one in, you always need to raise, you always need to raise. But lately, especially at the higher limits, like these guys have a lot of like unbridled aggression, and I just with limping and stuff, I kind of like trapping them instead. Here, I'll just fold. Here, we can do a small bet. Oh, he pretty much is auto folding that. But yeah, I'm starting to like mixing up my game a little bit more now. I'm like limping with, you know, decent hands like the queen jack and stuff like that that I normally either would have either 3-bet or folded. I mean raised or folded. But by limping in, you get to see some You get to see the pots a little bit cheaper, see the flops cheaper, and against these aggressive opponents, if you hit anything, they're gonna bet, and you're gonna end up taking them for more, and you're not gonna be having to risk as much money when you don't hit, which is kind of the reason why I like doing that. Tens here, early position is just a raise. I don't care if these guys three bet a lot. It's only a certain extent that we're doing it with that. This table's starting to get short, so I'm going to close it down. I'm not, against playing short tables. I just prefer not to. And you know what? We're doing a video, so we're going to keep it going. Now, this is just a horrendous flop there. I mean, it's a good flop for us to represent something, but I think I'm just going to check. This guy was the really tight guy, but now that we're six-handed, I'm going to call. So this guy calls open raises pretty tightly. He's not aggressive, and we have no hearts. There's an ace and a king out there. We're just pretty much better off getting out of this hand. So this guy raises really slimly. We have no piece of this. The call was kind of marginal to begin with, so we just fold. This guy is just gonna always raise. This is a guy that loves to fold his continuation bets to a raise. He always loves to steal. I have a suited hand. I'm just gonna call and raise him on the flop and see if I can take it away. And this is a great board to do that with. King 8 here, I like it, but this guy 3 bets a lot, doesn't fold to steals very much, so I'm just gonna fold. Now here, let's put it up to 5. And he calls, so now we pretty much just have to give up on the hand. This guy is pretty aggressive. I'm not really afraid of the hearts. He has basically 6 outs. If he has ace or king, I'm going to check to him and let him bet because he folds a lot to continuation bet. So, and now I'm just going to check fold. Hopefully I got lucky with the 4 there. Wow, and then he bets that much. I'm not going to call it. If he would have bet less, I would have called, but so I'm just going to call. Now I'm going to bet there. Whoa. Hopefully I was almost timed out. So now when that next heart comes, I'm just going to check it again. Kind of scary, but Now I'm just gonna increase my bet. I did half bet, half pot bet on the flop. This guy doesn't fold the three bets. I might have tried to re-steal it, but I'm just gonna fold. Here, I'm just gonna pretty much call him down. These guys both fold 82%, 92% to steals, so I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna fold that. Now this guy's just gonna probably bet again. I'm just gonna call him because the board is kind of scary. I think I have the best hand, but I don't want to get shoved on. These guys don't three bet that much. King nine's a decent hand. I'm gonna raise, and he had the flush. He was calling anyways, no matter what. So I'm gonna save that hand actually. We get three bet. Obviously things aren't going our way at this point. I think it's probably I'm gonna limp in here. I think I'm gonna start closing down these tables because it ain't working out for me. This guy sort of folds a lot on the turn. I'm gonna put in a bet, see what happens. And he folded. So this guy raises 14%. This guy calls, raises. So this is, you know, a good set mining hand, I think. Plus we might be good. And if this guy who squeezes 14%, oh, he just calls. If he would have squeezed, I would have came over the top of him. That would have been perfect, but now we pretty much just have to fold because I'm sure one of these guys has to have at least a king. These guys like the three bet. I'm just gonna flat limp in. And here, even though it's small, I have to fold. And this guy sort of folds. He limped in. Oh, we got this guy too. Never mind. If it was just him, I probably would have tried to steal a pot here, but since we have this guy too, I'm just gonna probably give it up. Go a little bit longer. Here, let's actually do that. King, queen. I do like to open this in the early position, but I got multiple guys that like the three bet, so it's just not a good one to do it there. Here I'm still, even though I probably have the best hand, it's just not really worth it. If this guy folded his continuation bets more, then I probably would raise here, but this guy's kind of, tight. So he's not going to be that, even though he limped in under the gun early, he's not going to be that out of line with his holdings. And here I'm pretty much just going to give up the hand. Same here. Hope that no one hit the queen. Well, I don't care how loose you are limping in. He had 5-8 suited on the button. I limped in first. If you're going to play that hand, you either need to be raising to try and steal it or just folding. Because limping in there is just, I don't agree with that. I mean, I know that by me just limping in there with the king jack is weak, but and allows people to do stuff like that, but it's just not really worth it. Here, even though these guys like the 3-bet with the eights here, I'm not gonna limp. It's starting to get slow again, so I think I'm gonna start wrapping this up and then I'm gonna make a quick little couple minute video going over that hand that we had on this table with the queens against the king jack that hit his flush. Because I think it is a interesting hand, and I think the way that I played it ended up saving me a good chunk of change. So we'll go over it, and if any of you guys think that I have a different way of playing it, then I'm definitely open to hearing it. I love to hear you guys' comments, so definitely hit me up on that. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to try and isolate and steal this. Normally wouldn't do it, but it's for the video. Don't try this at home. But we wanted some action, so, well, it worked. By doing that, though, I really opened myself up to this guy 3-bets kind of a lot, and this guy only limps in with 23% of hands, and ace 5 is kind of, I think, like in the top 35% of hands, probably around there. So I wasn't really beating his range, but I'm basically attacking his weakness there by isolating. I would have isolated there with like maybe ace 8 or better. Ace 9. Yeah, ace 9. I get a kick out of how some of these people come up with their names for playing on here. Like this guy's, toilet clog. That's, I don't know if people are high when they're figuring out their names or what, but or maybe I'm just boring. One of my favorites is, if any of you guys are a fan of Die Hard, there's one guy's player, his name is John McClane, which is who Bruce Willis played in the movie, and then there's another guy that has a screen name Hans Gruber, which is the name of the bad guy in the movie. So I'm still waiting for the day for both of them to be at the same table at the same time. That would be the best, but still great names. And that'll pretty much do it. I'll be right back with the review of that hand, and other than that, thank you.